Hello everyone. If you missed out on our first video of screen replacement, here is another video for you guys to teach you how to replace Tecno Infinix screens and all the other models. So follow from step 1 up to the last step so that you can learn how to fix in phone screens. Okay, let's get started. Eject the SIM tray. Make sure I put it in a place where I will not lose it. Remove the back cover slightly, not to break it. Do not force anything, please guys, don't force. You have to be so cautious about the fingerprints and the button fibers, not to damage them, and also not to lose the buttons. Yes. Be careful. You have to push the fingerprint inside because it has some glue on it, and also make sure you don't lose the buttons in the plastic cover. Put everything on the cover in order not to lose it. So let's unscrew the phone now. While unscrewing, we turn anti-clockwise, right? Some of you don't know how to unscrew, you have to turn anti-clockwise. So here we remove the second back cover, the plastic one. On top there is one that's covering up and one that is covering down. So pop it off. Disconnect the battery connector. Always disconnect the battery first. Yeah, always disconnect the battery first. Then we are going to unscrew the plastic cover on the subboard. Some of you call it the charging flex, subboard, whichever you're pleased to call it. You just have to learn the basics, right? And you have to be gentle with these things, not to damage anything. Slowly and carefully unpin the subboard fiber. Also disconnect the screen fiber, remove the battery. Now it's time to remove our damaged screen. So we can use this soft material from the screen guard to remove the old screen. Sometimes some screens are firmly fixed, so you have to first hit them up on the separator. But right now we don't have power, that's why I'm using benzene to loosen the glue and remove the old screen. But sometimes you can use the benzene, though it's somehow risky, or you can use the separator to hit the screen first, then to let the glue soften and remove the old screen. So now, since this screen is already dead, we can use the benzene because it will not damage it. It's already dead, right? So now, after removing the old screen, we shall have to remove all the remaining gum, the debris, the small broken glasses. Make sure the chassis is pure clean. If it's not pure clean, it can damage the new screen, or it can make the screen fail to fit in very well, so you have to clean the chassis very well, thoroughly well. Remove all the remaining glue, remove all the debris, the broken glasses, the dirt. It also makes the screen, the phone look good, right? Yeah, so let's clean the chassis. This is a trick of removing gum. You just use your screw, then you start rolling the gum onto the screw. Sometimes you can use the OCA remover. Yeah, I'll be showing you that tool, the OCA remover. It can also work, or the gum remover. It can also work. It's advised to use the minus tool here, yeah, while cleaning the chassis. Make sure not to damage the chassis plastic lining. Yeah, don't apply so much force. Apply a reasonable force to remove the gum, the remaining gum, but not to break the chassis still, you know. So you have to be using a reasonable force. Yeah, but make sure the chassis is pure clean. There is also a filter here. Some phones don't be missing the filter, yeah, but still we improvise. So we get our brush and clean it, remove the remaining debris. Make sure it is super clean. If anything remains, it can damage the new screen. So now we are going to test our new screen. Remember, you always have to test first before you apply gum. Before you finally fixing the screen, you have to test it first. Test the touch, the sensing, the light, everything. Make sure you test the screen first. Thorough testing. Don't rush. Okay? You test the charging, because this screen comes with a subboard connector for charging and mouthpiece. You always have to test the charging or mouthpiece in case you have the password. So we connect our battery, our screen, power on the phone, power on our phone. It's battery low, so we shall improvise a battery with some voltage now, so as to test the phone before we can fix the screen. Okay, let's plug in a charger. Yeah, it's charging. That means even the fiber for the subboard connector is working very well, because some screens have faults, factory errors. The screen may be working very well but doesn't charge. You also have to check that. Good enough. Now we have also checked the charging and it's charging very well. So in case you change your screen and the phone comes back when the charging system ain't working, you have to first test another screen, because the charging board is connected with the screen. You understand? So you also have to check that in case you change a screen and the charging system fails. You have to first check the screen first. Okay, let's power on our phone and test the screen. It's taking some time. Okay, but still we shall be patient. Now here we are. But the Crown has some good products. Crown has good screen products. You always have to remember that Crown is a very, very good product. So now here we test. We use the num keypad and the keyboard also. We test each and every digit, we test each and every letter, you know. We don't want to mess up on this. We don't want to do double work just in case anything goes wrong. So you have to be so keen and cautious. Here everything works. So now we are going to improvise for the earpiece filter. If you leave it uncovered, it will look weird, and also the dust will enter through that opening. So you get an old speaker and peel off. There is something like a net on all speakers. So you get an old speaker and peel off that net, cut it, you know. After peeling it off, you cut it into small sizes that can fit the filter size. You understand? So here we cut the first one. That is one. We apply some little gum. Then we put our net. It's going to act like the filter. At least the phone will be looking good and dust won't be entering, right? So we are going to cut a second one because this one doesn't fit. We shall need a second one. Now, since we have already tested our screen, we can fit it here and see how it looks. At least that's better than leaving an open hole. You understand? At least that's better. So now it's time to fix in our screen. So we apply glue, but don't apply glue on this white stuff because they're used for proximity sensing, right? So apply a reasonable amount of glue, not too little, not too much, reasonable amount. The more you do this, the more you get to learn. You understand? The more you get to learn that this amount is okay, this one is too much, or this one is too little. So apply a reasonable amount of glue onto the chassis. Now it's time for padding our screen. Always remember to pad your screens, because if you don't pad the screens, some screens misbehave when they get in touch with the glue. And also padding helps the screen to be fixed firmly in the chassis. So always remember to pad your screens using this padding gum. Some call it a double tape, whichever you are pleased. So after applying it, you have to firmly press it reasonably. Don't put too much force, don't put too little force. So use your fingernail and make it firm on the screen, just like you can see here in the video. Don't press too hard, don't press too softly. So just a reasonable amount of force. After that, we'll remove the outer covering just to let the double tape remain. It helps the screen to be firm and also prevents touch misbehaving, right? So after here, always put in the lower part of the screen first. I'll come again. Put in the side of the fibers first. Make sure it gets fixed in the chassis first. If the fibers are down, put in the downer side first. If the fibers are up, put in the upper side first. All right? Yeah, if you don't do that, the screen will remain hanging, like you'll be seeing some light popping out. So connect the screen fiber. Connect the subboard fiber. Connect our battery back. Put back the coverings. Don't forget the fingerprint sensor. You have to press there. The fiber is always down there, so you have to press on the plastic casing such that the fiber pops in. Then apply rubber bands. You have to apply rubber bands before you even screw the phone, such that the screen doesn't lose its position. You have to apply rubber bands very fast, then you screw. Then after applying the rubber bands, you screw back. Screwing, you have to turn clockwise. The phone screen doesn't have to lose position. Remember, you have to test before and after fixing, because you might have messed up during the fixing process. So you have to test before and after fixing. You have to test the screen. So now here I can see the charging very well, no damages. So now basically that's it. Then you have to screw back, put back the screws. You always have to make sure these screws are firm, because if they are not firm, the speaker won't work, the earpiece won't work, and also the back cover won't fit properly. So you have to make sure the screws are properly and firmly fixed. You have to be cautious. Remember our buttons, clean the plastic cover. Remember our buttons and SIM card tray. So I pop back the buttons. Have to be keen not to lose these buttons. Once you lose them, you're buying a new plastic cover. So now remove our rubber bands so that we can fit the plastic cover. While putting back the plastic cover, you have to be keen. Don't use too much force, don't use too little force. Use reasonable force. If you use too much force, you will damage the screen, right? If you use too little force, the phone cover won't fit. So always be cautious and keen. So now we put back our rubber bands, and after putting the rubber bands, you have to give the phone about 2 hours for the glue to dry. Then it's okay, you can remove the rubber bands after the 2 hours have passed. And for the screen guard, you have to fix after about 3 days. It's okay then to fix the screen guard. Yes. Thank you for watching. Job well done.